Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is mbalit and I am your host for Power Circle Conversations. And today's one is like really exciting. It's exciting to me because we're celebrating. Um, wow, it's been a toughish season, and the celebrating that's happening right now is basically our mental health coming together again. You know what I'm saying? Because over here, that's what we do. We celebrate mental health getting itself together because, wow, that is something that is an exercise on its own. It's not easy to do. And you know what? I'm here to hold your hand. And also to just let you in on what happens to me, what I've realized happens to a lot of other people around me, so you don't feel like you are alone, right? Because I think that's another thing that also really affects our mental health so terribly, is when we don't think that somebody else is going through what we're going through. So we sit and sink deep into our thoughts and into thoughts that are not true, into our brains telling us things that are not true and that are not realistic. If someone else looked into your life, they would not see things the way that you're seeing them from your own brain at that point in time, if you're in a depressive or depressed state or anything like that, right? So just hearing that somebody else goes through what you go through, or you are not weird for going through, wow, going through what you're going through, is more than enough. And that's what we're here for. I want to make a disclaimer that I am not like a mental health, I don't know, a psychologist. Yeah, no, none of that. I'm just a mental health activist. And I am someone who is quite self aware and just want to spread the knowledge around stuff that has to do with mental health, I don't know, wellness, mental exercising, all of that's juicy stuff, man. Like, mental cocktails. Let's just work it out, see what we can do, how we can live our daily lives in a better, healthy way as human beings that, because we are imperfect, can have a touch of depression, a touch of anxiety, a touch of bipolar, a touch of schizophrenia, a touch of multiple personality disorder, everything, guys. PTSD, let's talk about it. Let's get to understand it even better. And wow, those facial expressions are things that I did not see when I was busy with this girl's hair, guys. Like, I promise you, I was so shocked when I was busy editing the video, and I'm just like, what? Why is your face doing all of that stuff? But yeah, my sister is very graphic. And yeah, so I finally got to do one of the things that I had been putting back and saying I'm getting up and I'm going to do it, and I'm getting up and I'm going to do it. But because I was still sitting in something called Depression Week, it's really not a thing that is out there, but like I realized I have it every now and then. So I decided to name it. Now I'm saying, so Depression Week had me, I couldn't do it, but I finally got to do it now. I just based her hair, her scalp, and brushed and combed her hair, and then just like styled it into something really nice and simple and cute for her. And she looks pretty now. Yay! All right, so this is a really cool part, and this is something that is a really great start to your day. So I just looked for a video on YouTube. I really like this one. Um, and just to stretch. So here's another thing: when I get out of this Depression Week space, which I will properly describe and explain to you later on, when I get out of it, heavy cardio movement is a bit too much for me. So I usually start off with these yoga like type of movements, or just stretching. Really, in this video is a 15-minute stretching session, and I just stick to doing that, and I know that my body feels rejuvenated. I feel like I'm breathing better because while doing the exercises, I'm doing a lot of breathing and a lot of focusing on the breathing. And she's not saying anything at all in her videos. She's literally just playing really nice, calming music, which I'm about to play for you now. And yeah, just stretch with me, guys. Right after this, I will explain to you what Depression Week is, how mine was, and how I got out of it, and all the juicy stuff around all of that. Okay, right now, let's just stretch, join me, and yeah, do your parts. I'm gonna play music for a bit, and I will get back to you in a moment.
Four seven occasions. Four seven occasions. Four
All right, I hope you enjoyed that. Best believe you will feel good after all that stretching and good calm music. Here's another playlist actually that is really amazing and got me moving through the day. I just thought I'd just show you there. I was able to open some curtains and let some light in because this is the main issue. This is really what goes wrong. You're going through this time where you feel so dampened and so flat that such a simple activity, which it's not even, does it even fall under activity? Such a simple thing that you need to do, like opening curtains, just becomes even, yeah, it becomes a task. And also remember, especially now, with the fact that we got an opportunity to be working from home, like so many people's careers were able to shift to the space of working from home, which means that the chances that we had earlier on or years ago, forcing us to be out of the house and to be, bumping into sunlight and letting some light into our houses and stuff like that. Now we are not so forced like before. I mean, there are people that are back in offices, there are people that are back in their offices on a hybrid type of situation, half in, half out. Um, but really being in a space where you are able to just be at home and not have to go anywhere for days in a row, it can be something that can really nurse depression and can actually help it stay where it's at and like nurture it, and that's not so much of a good thing to be doing, nurturing depression. So here's another thing that I want to also mention is that all of our emotions that we have that have to do with our mental health are things that everybody has. So there's nothing wrong with you for having any of the emotions, okay? Everybody has a point in time where they get depressed. Everybody has a point in time where they get anxious. Everybody deals with some sort of PTSD. You know, um, everybody has level of narcissism in them. It's just a human thing. The problem is when any of these things become excessive, or anything that is mental health related becomes excessive, and which is why it's so important to exercise the mind and to make sure that the mind is healthy the same way you want to do with your body, because it will always give back to you. So take care of your mind and your mental health and your emotions, and it will always give back to you. And if it means taking some breaks, take the breaks. If it means taking editing your social media, edit your social media. If it means getting away from certain places or certain people, then switch up your environment. It's a good thing. It's a healthy thing for your mental state. There's no need to nurture toxic positivity and force yourself to be excited about spaces in a life that you're really not at that point in time. There is a time for excitement and happiness and being on top of your game, but there is a moment where you also do feel exhausted and you feel burnt out and you feel tired, and it's okay. You go through those moments, but you find a way to maneuver around it and get past it so that you can get back to your normal, active, happy, content, comfortable self again. Right? Right. So what happened over here is that my bed was so messy. My bed was so messy. Oh my goodness. It was a tragedy, honey. It was so bad. So a few days before I'm recording this, I had washed some of my clothes, and there was still a bulk of clothes that I had put in, like, because I wash in colors in sections, right? So there was some clothes that I put in a different bundle that were also still on the bed, and I just did not have the strength to get to that anymore. So now there's some clean clothes, and then there's these clothes that need to be washed. That also, it's just like, it was an organized mess, because when I looked at it, I knew who belongs where. But if anybody just walks into that space, they were just going to be like, this is a hot mess. Like, how do you know who's clean and who's not? And that's what happens in this space, in this time of depression week. So for me, I realized that once a month I will get a season where I really feel really dampened and really down. And I haven't figured that out, but I let it happen. I'm not trying to force it to be like, I'm not supposed to ever feel down. So why is this happening to me? I need to fix this. No, I let it happen. And now, because I know it's coming, I find ways to work around it. So when it comes, I allow myself to rest. I allow myself to be tired. I allow myself to, not be as active as I usually would be. But I also understand that, okay, this needs to come to an end. So rest, yes, but you need to get to a point where you're getting up and you're pushing some activity, babes. And I went into my closet and I found some stuff that I've actually been needing. My highlighters, for while I'm busy reading, because I don't like folding pages, and sometimes I like keeping notes of the stuff that I'm reading, and color pens for while I'm journaling, and yeah, also while I'm using my year planner as well. That's white notebook is my prayer notebook. I'm actually going to leave the link to my journal store. That's where I got that gray year planner. You can get your notebooks as well there. vbw.company.site. Oh, yes. Get you a notebook over there. Get you a multi planner and notebooks and all of it. But yeah, you'll really like the store. This is a whole footage, like, I don't know, man. I feel like my mom knows how to do this, right? I have never been able to fold a fitted sheet properly. I just put it together in a way that it will be stored right, which is the point. Because, oh my goodness, no. Why is this thing so tricky? I can't. I don't know how to do it a proper way. But at the end of the day, it will be clean and it will be placed appropriately. So I was just cleaning up my bed over here, and I even ended up taking out some clothes that I want to give away. I've moved to a new area, so we just need to find, we being my mom and I are just looking for a place where, like a home or children's home or shelter or whatever, women's shelter, we don't know, where we can just be giving away some of our furniture and clothes that we're no longer using. So we're going to find that now that I've got the stuff aside, and I'm going to do some giving away over there. And I was also able to find other clothes and put them in the washing basket appropriately. Everything was in order by now. That 2017 book that I was showing you over there, I was in a marketing and sales internship in 2017, 2016, and end of 2016, beginning of 2017. And there was a lot of intense, helpful information that I used to jot down a lot in that specific book. So every time I have a season where I feel like I need to get back on my feet and I need to get back into my hustle energy, and I need to remember certain books that that I still want to get back into reading, um, stuff like that. That's one book or note or a diary, I guess, that I know is going to be very helpful, because I always kept my information, or really good information, over there. And yeah, it helps a lot. So that's where writing things down and journaling and all of that comes in, right? Because you always have a place to go back to. And it's so cool going back to something that you wrote 3 years ago, only to find that, oh, this is where my mindset was at that point in time. And also, to see that you actually finally have the things that you thought you were not going to be getting, or you thought were difficult to achieve at that point in time. So here's my journal and those pens that I had neglected. Finally brought them out. Over here, I just did some journaling. It's so nice to be in a clean space, guys. Like, my goodness. The room was going through a lot, but now it's nice and clean and sorted out. It's so nice to be in a clean space. Oh my goodness, I enjoy it. Um, I was still enjoying this playlist because it's a long one. I'm not sure. I think it's like an hour or something. Yo, it is dope. There's amazing music there. Is that a sentence? Amazing music. I don't know. It's really nice music in that playlist. And yeah, also I like really calm music. So I will do your calm R&B. Well, R&B is calm. Whatever. Your R&B and your contemporary gospel. It works really well for me. I will clean the whole day, honey. Another thing I was able to do this time was get to washing dishes. I was able to touch my hair as well and just like nurture it, babysit my hair. Um, yeah, take like a really nice long bath, but like not that I wasn't bathing the days before. It's just I wasn't doing it in a way that was nurturing to my body. When you just like, okay, well, I just need to get this over and done with. It's different from when you're like, I'm taking care of you and I'm being really nice to you. So this is the other thing that happens when you're in that depressive state, weak, is that even your hygiene gets affected, right? So coming back out of that place is such an amazing thing to be going through when you know that, okay, now I'm finally out. I had my time to rest, and all of it, and now you get out of it. Get back to drinking your water, get back to your exercising, get back to helping somebody else, get back to doing all of the stuff that you were supposed to be doing and putting aside for no real reason. Calm down on procrastinating, but at the same time, don't beat yourself up for having that moment, for having the time where your body was forcing you to calm down and to rest. It's okay if that's what your body needed at that point in time. Another thing that I really, really, truly believe in is listening to your body. Listen to your body. If it feels it needs to rest, then do it. But also don't procrastinate. Have have this line, guys. Have this line, okay? Know the difference where you're not just procrastinating and being lazy, but also know when you're being toxically positive, where you're forcing yourself to be excited, when you know that you've really been dragging yourself and you actually deserve the rest, right? But then listen to your body. Don't force yourself to do excessive exercise when you know that what you feel is right at this current moment is for me to just stretch my body, and then step by step bring back that momentum again. By day 3 of stretching, you're going to want to take a run or take a walk or get back into the normal exercise routine that you've always had. And that's what you want. Over here, I was responding to emails that I was, yeah, I had sit back. Finally getting back into it, finally getting back into doing my work again. And right at the end of this day, I went back to my multi planner and just started planning out what I'm trying to be doing for the rest of the week, for the coming week. Now that I know that for this specific day, I got some type of activity done. I got myself excited. I got myself feeling good, smelling good, doing good, all of that. And picking up on some things that I had left behind or forgot about or just procrastinated on. Then at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, you've picked up on where you've left off. And let's plan on how to make sure that the next few days are productive and we're not just getting up and doing some type of work. No, we're getting up and we're doing work that's going to be beneficial to our goals that we have, to our future, to our plans. And yeah, guys, that's just about it. I hope that you picked up something. I hope that you realized that you're not alone. I hope that you understood that your body does go through its own things at certain times. It doesn't mean anything is wrong. And that's it. This is my multi planner that I use. It is available on my store, vbw.company.site. VBW stands for Vision Board Workshops. And thank you guys.